Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I am Rondale Jordan, aka DJBlackSwanRadio.com. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about modern business, right? For those entrepreneurs, right? You are the people who I really want to talk to the most, because I know you probably by now have realized that post-pandemic, the game has changed, right? The hustle has changed, right? We all need a side hustle, right? We all need multiple streams of income. But access to the public, right? Public access has changed, right? Not only that, we're getting older. So when you get older, a lot of times your ability to take risk may change, right? Depending on your circumstances, depending on your health. And, oftentimes the game has just changed, right? Most of the content you hear on the internet is discussions about how the dating game has changed. And, people are either complaining about it or in some way talking about how the dating game or the mating game has been greatly altered by internet applications, right? It has changed the mind frame of both males and females, and it's creating a division, it created a divide, and obviously it's affecting the marriage system, institution of marriage, and it's affecting the childbirth rates and many different other cultural phenomenons are occurring as a result of how the internet has changed mating, dating, marriage, relationships. Well, the same exact thing applies to business. Business has changed, and business has been changed by the internet. And access to business, access to potential customers and clients now requires you to have more than just a website. It requires you to have more than just a business card, right? And even now, more than just Google Ads, Craigslist. Now you need to have a consistent web presence. You have to be a personality on the internet. And this is difficult because if we have been conditioned to live private lives, right, then this can seem kind of, counterintuitive, right? It takes a lot of practice to get comfortable with presenting yourself or creating a internet persona. My rule of thumb has always been to be authentic, right? Because if you fail being authentic, being true, at least you can say, I did my best, right? I presented what I have to offer. I presented my product in the best way that I can do it. Now, if you find out that may not work, it's not productive, then you may need to hire someone who has that personality, has those skill sets, has that the clout or whatever it is. I'm trying to think of the word, the charisma, to be able to do the aspects of the business that you aren't. Because see, business is one thing. We're all sole proprietors, right? Whether we realize it or not, we are all business entities. There's a number above all of our heads, but most of us don't realize it, right? But we do know that others do, right? Others look at us with a number, right? Because that's ultimately who we are. It's like, okay, we ultimately are what we are able to produce to others in society. Otherwise, what are you? All right. If you are a person who is not able to be a producer, then you are a consumer. All right. And consumers take away energy, right, without giving any type of energy, right? And that's counterproductive. That's not a healthy existence either for the host or the individual. So it's a challenge for us. It's a very difficult challenge for us to figure out how to create a product, create a service, and then present that to enough big people on a consistent basis to be able to grow and sustain business. And you know what I've learned is that, you know, we all go about getting money in different ways. Some make more, some make less, but we all end up going to the grocery store buying chicken. We all end up buying juice, some type of wine, right? We buy generally the same thing. We pay for housing, we pay for transportation and utility. So ultimately, we all go about getting the same things. The variations are the brands and qualities and where we go to get these things. But at the end of the day, we all eat and sleep in a home. And if we're fortunate to have the blessings of what God has granted us, which is family and life and health, and we wake up to that. As human beings and as citizens of the United States, we all go about getting our money, the USD, to at the end of the month, we have at least $2,500 to $3,000 to be able to pay for the next month going forward. And if you can't reach that number each month, $85 to $100 a day minimum, your quality of life, you know, your quality of life is going to suffer. So I personally believe that we should be helping each other. If there is a such thing as community, if there's a such thing as a common unity, a group of people working together in cooperation to achieve a common goal for the common benefit and welfare for everyone who resides or involved, who is a member, right? We should be helping uplift each other financially, right? For the sake of our families, for the sake of our business, and for the sake of our quality of life, our health. Number one cause of sickness is stress. Number one cause of divorce is finance. Number one focus in the modern world is money. This is the currency that man has made. The currency that God has made his lifetime. Health. And when we combine these both, when we have health and we have wealth and abundance of money, currency, life becomes smoother. Right? Doesn't mean that all your problems go away, but it means that many of your worries may. So I want to start a group. I want to start the discussion that create conversations about money, cash flow, and not only just start the conversations, but have a plan on how to make it happen, and using these digital assets to our advantage to create residual, predictable, sustainable, significant sums of income every month. And all it takes is a start. Start somewhere solid. I recommend Patreon. Right? Using Patreon platform. It's been here for over a decade. And it's a solid platform to be able to offer your products and services to others, and people who will support you. So if I sold salads, for an example, you can create an offer for a membership program, a loyalty program, where, if they buy a certain amount of salads or support for a certain amount of month, you get a free meal. Right? Or if they refer a certain amount of new customers, they get a free meal. And they come in and they already spend, let's say, $20-$50 a month on your product. You can offer them a discount for their subscription service, and they can just come in, scan their card, and walk out with a free meal. They can bring a guest. They bring a guest a certain amount of times, you get a free meal. And this marketing strategy, right, will create incentives for people to spread the word about your business, right, to continue to come back, and also give you predictable income, right, each month that you can count on. And then you build that up. You build it up. 1 customer to 10 customers, right? So if you have 10 customers who are, let's say, subscribed to your $25 a month program, and they can get 2 meals a month with their membership, for an example, right? You now, every month, can rely on that, whether they come or not. You know that person is supporting you. And a lot of times they'll just do it. Eventually they'll just do it because they love your service, they love who you are, they want to see your business coming. And so this is just one example.